Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk on some of the drama that is going on with CyberPunk 2077 regarding the development of the game. Some interesting stuff that Jason Schreier did post about the game going into crunch mode with its dev studio, which honestly, on the surface, it sounds like pretty bad if CD Projekt Red is overworking their employees. However, the head of CD Projekt Red did respond, and I do want to take a look at that as well. That was coming from Adam Badowski, so we'll take a look at all of that. And also, I want to, at the end of this video, give you guys a heads up on a really good deal on Horizon Zero Dawn. Really good in a relative sense. I mean, the game hasn't been going on sale too much, so we'll talk that quickly at the end of this video. Alright, first of all, Jason Schreier kind of shook up the Twitter gaming world a little while ago when he tweeted out, "Last year, the bosses of CD Projekt Red approached me for an interview. They wanted to announce that for CyberPunk 2077, they would be avoiding mandatory crunch. This week, they sent out an email to staff announcing studio-wide mandatory crunch." News was posted on Bloomberg.com. "Many developers on CyberPunk 2077, one of the most hotly anticipated games of 2020, have been working overtime hours for months, if not years now, but this calls for 6-day work weeks, mandatory crunch directly on what CDPR's bosses told me last year." So obviously, we're not a big fan of developers getting overworked. We know that the game development world is already kind of crazy in terms of working long hours and working overtime and everything like that. If you look at a studio like Rockstar, to get their games out, those guys have to bust their ass. I mean, they do hard work. Game development is not easy. It is a grind, and you really have to love what you do to be successful at it. But nevertheless, we did get a response. But before I get into the response, there's a couple things you have to ascertain. First of all, like, not to suck off CDPR too much. As you guys do know, they're probably my favorite studio in all of gaming. But, you know, I've given them flack when the flack was necessary, but you do have to assess a few things. First of all, Jason Schreier noted, "Last year, the bosses of CD Projekt Red approached me for an interview. They wanted to announce that Cyberpunk 2077 would be avoiding mandatory crunch." Well, what's different? What is a starkly different scenario in 2019 than, comparatively speaking, in 2020? Oh yeah, you might have realized there's this global pandemic going on and things have completely been shaken up. Cyberpunk 2077 has seen a couple of delays, and I know that they don't want to delay the game another time. Honestly speaking, if Cyberpunk 2077 were to get delayed again, I wouldn't even be that upset. Look, it's 2020. In the past, I would get upset about delays, you overpromising release dates and then continually delaying a game, but that is not the case anymore. 2020 era is different. We are living in a global pandemic. If you need to delay a game, if you need to delay next-gen consoles, do what you gotta do, man. You guys are getting these video games out, these high-quality video games in unprecedented times, and yes, they can work from home, but understand the fact that working from home is not going to give you the same environment, and there is an adjustment period, than working from a studio with everybody working together in one facility. So just understand that. I just hope everybody that's working on the game is being compensated accordingly, because in the past we've heard that video game development isn't even the most lucrative profession given the hours that they put in, and there's been, you know, horror cases like what happened with Borderlands 3, I believe, and they didn't get a revenue share. Okay, whatever the case may be on that, Adam Badowski also responded on Twitter to Jason Schreier's report, saying, "These last 6 weeks are our final sprint on a project we've all spent much of our lives on, something we cared for deeply. The majority of the team understands that push, especially in light of the fact that we've just sent the game to Cert, and every day brings us visibly closer to shipping a game we want to be proud of. This is one of the hardest decisions I've had to make, but everyone is well compensated for every extra hour they put in. And like in recent years, 10% of the annual profit for our company generates in 2020 will be split directly among the team." This is something that I wish was regularly seen in video games and game development. Just think about this for a second. These developers pour their absolute souls into developing some of these games. They work overtime, they work these crunch weeks, whatever the case may be. They absolutely, they damn near kill themselves to get these games out. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't offer a profit share type payment plan, it's not really very beneficial to the development, or the developers, I should say, to put in all that extra work. They are killing themselves to put this game out. Yeah, they're going to get paid a little bit more in the short term, but that game that they bring out, look at a game like The Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is still one of the top-selling games on Steam and other platforms now in 2020. We're talking 5 years after the fact. Imagine we were living in a world where you were just paid, whatever, your 60K, your 70K a year to develop The Witcher 3. It came out, it broke whatever it needed to sell to make a profit, and then they continue to sell the game for 5 more years, and you don't even get a cut of that? No, that's wrong. The developer should absolutely get a cut of the profits that are generated. I'm not saying that they need to collect 40, 50, 60% of the profits, but I see what they do in sports, and you have unions, and the players are able to command a percentage of like television deals from the networks for, NBA players. Obviously, it's a complete crapshoot when you look at something like MMA, and people are grossly underpaid, but that is something entirely different. I want to see people that develop games. I know it's not a sport, but you guys get the idea. A product is being released, and I want them to get a fair share of the pie instead of all the corporate heads collecting all the money, which we have seen happen in video games before, and I want to see less of that, especially, CDPR does do it well where they do offer 10% of the annual profit that the company generates and splits it directly among the team. I don't know exactly how that really shakes out. Is 10% a fair amount? Is 20% a fair amount? I wish we could have insight from developers themselves, but I'm sure a lot of them don't want to speak out if that does jeopardize their position in the company. I understand why all of this is happening. I hope that they can make it through the development time, and at the end of the day, if it's too much, god damn it, delay the game. We don't need the game in November. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if it comes out in early 2020. Everybody's pretty understanding these days that we are living in the pandemic era. It's no slight to delay a game. If you gotta delay a game and CDPR is looking for a high quality level out of their games, just delay the damn game. People aren't gonna cry over it. At least I don't think so in 2020, just because of, this is unprecedented times we're living in. Alright, that's my 2 cents on that. Probably could go in for another hour talking about that, but there's so much things that we don't know. If I could talk to a developer, if I can understand some of the numbers and things of that nature. Unfortunately, I don't have sources at that level, so it is what it is. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts. Lastly, I do want to note Horizon Zero Dawn is 17% off over at Green Man Gaming. It is down to $41.49. The game has been patched quite a bit, and while I wouldn't say it's perfect, it is so much better than the initial dog crap that it was back in early August when it initially dropped. Again, not perfect, and you want to see that Sony does better with their ports if they are going to continue to port more PS4 games, which I imagine that they are going to do. Hopefully, they can use this as a learning experience, pivot, and do better ports in the future. Look, Microsoft botched games like Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Quantum Break, but hopefully in the future it's not nowhere near as bad of a launch as Horizon Zero Dawn. Thankfully, they've been committed to it, dropping updates and all the like. Now at $41.49 might be worth a pickup if you're interested. But that's going to conclude this video. Definitely interested to hear your guys' thoughts on the CyberPunk 2077 drama. Sound off in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.